Manchester United 3, Southampton 1. What a draining, long, tiring, frustrating, amazing, astonishing, fantastic game. I just don't know how other else to summarize this game. First thing I'm going to say straight off the back is someone needs to give Amad Diallo a back massage because his back is hurting from carrying Manchester United. Bro, they need to. I know they gave him a new contract. They need to slap a £1 billion release clause on this guy because he can never leave Man United. Like, at this point, he's bar for bar, point blank period, our best player. He's the youngest player since Rooney to score a hat trick. This kid is just amazing. He's not a kid, sorry. This player, he's amazing. He's superstar. He's our star boy. He's the only star boy, and he's all that we have left. And we need to protect him, love him, guide him with everything we've got. I'll be deadly honest. The goals that he scored today, the 3 goals, absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. Eriksen's pass to Amad, exquisite, astonishing. I was baffled, but then part of me was like, well, that's why Ruben brought Eriksen onto the pitch, because of that passing as well. Other goal that he scored needed a bit of luck because it came off the player and then he managed to get it under the keeper. And the last goal that he scored is just pure sheer determination and work ethic. For him to play that long on the pitch and work that hard and manage to get that goal, the 3rd goal. He did that against Spurs. He won the ball numerous times against Everton where he could have got a couple goals as well, and he did have input in that game as well. For me, Amad Diallo, player of the season without shadow of a doubt. Now let's address what actually happened for 80 minutes of that game. What we learned is Ineos need to give Ruben Amorim at least one midfielder, at least bar minimum a left-sided 10. People were hell-bent on wing-back. We need a wing-back. Well, today you saw wing-back is actually not the most pivotal position that we need. I've been saying this and people simply do not want to agree because the hottest topic and the sheep-like behavior, I'm sorry to say it, is just crush it and belittle and berate the wing-back that is Dalot. Dalot did not play today. And for 80 minutes of the game, we were getting bopped. We need a left-sided 10. Manchester United, please, for the love of God, accept Napoli's bid. If tomorrow Napoli call and say they want to give 35 million, bro, accept it because we can go and get Dibbling. Dibbling carved us open whenever he got the ball. And he's such a threat on goal, just as much as he's such a great ball carrier. For his age, to do that in the Premier League against Manchester United, if that doesn't tell you that you need to sign him, I don't know what will, bro. I really don't know what will. Sulemana, look at him. Look at how fast he is. Look at how aggressive he is. You see, for example, when such players like Amad, Dibbling, Sulemana, when they have the ball, even Cunha, when they have the ball, the first thing that they do is turn and face the defender. They turn and face the goal. They try and run or dribble at the defender. You look at Garnacho, he receives the ball and he looks sideways. His body's always open as if he wants to go sideways or cut in. You need to progress the team forward. To do that, you need competent 10s who can carry the ball forward. If we put Bruno in the 8 next to Ugarte, we're much better off. And if we go and get a left-sided 10 and put him in that left-sided 10 position, we're going to instantly be able to hold the ball better. Our channels of attack is so heavily dependent on Amad's side that you see teams pushing and squeezing us on that side and doubling up on Amad whenever he plays the 10 role. He has to play the wing-back role because that's the only time he arrives late into the box and he manages to get a goal or two or have some sort of contribution, or he's managed to beat a player 1v1. If he plays the right-sided 10, he gets doubled up on, which makes it difficult. On the other hand, if Garnacho has the ball, all he does is pass sideways. How many times did we say Jadon Sancho doesn't beat his man, Jadon Sancho doesn't go at his players? But now when it's Garnacho, he'll learn. He's had over 100 appearances for Man United, bro. Over 100. We're not going to be any worse off if we go and get someone else. This weird mentality of, oh, keep him, he's going to learn, he might be 60, 70 million in the future. Bro, 40 M's, 45 M's is more than enough. We can go buy 2 players for that money. And yeah, will the owners reinvest that money is another conversation. But right now, if Napoli want that bid, bro, Napoli want that player, accept the bid. Whatever they want to do with him, whatever they see in him, fair enough. It's not our headache. We need to work with what we have and improve what we have, and the way we do that is by getting the likes of Dibbling, by having funds to go and get Cunha. Rashford is obviously going to part ways. Garnacho, let's cash in on him and let's go and invest that money in a left-sided 10. Instantly the team is going to play better. I promise you, instantly. The other thing we learn is Kobe Mainoo. He's not ready to start for Man United. Again, another thing, if you go back and check my videos, lessons learned videos, I've said it again and again and again. Kobe Mainoo, fantastic player. Really like him. Want him to stay in Man United. But he's not ready to start. Ruben Amorim needs players who are calm on the ball and who are energetic off the ball. And you're not getting that from Kobe Mainoo. You're only getting one half, which is the competence that he brings on the ball. But that's if he gets pressed, he can come out of it. But over the course of the games, he looks so slow. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. That does not mean he's finished and Man United need to sell him. Maybe we're misprofiling him. Maybe he needs to be put further up on the pitch. But then there's Bruno Fernandes, who's a much senior player, who's a much more creative player in many people's eyes. And maybe Ruben's as well. That's why he plays the 10. Maybe Ruben trusts Kobe enough to play the 8. But today, Ugarte absolutely knackered from minute 1. Ruben himself said that as well. And so was Kobe Mainoo. He had to take Kobe Mainoo off at halftime to bring Anthony on, to bring some speed into the game. He needed more speed into the game. We need to go and get a player similar profile of Eriksen, similar profile of Bruno, of Kobe Mainoo, and put him in the 8, who brings energy, who has that leg and that bite and can tackle. We're not going to get that out of Kobe Mainoo, and this is the way, if we don't address this now, slowly but surely, fans are going to turn on Kobe. I'm telling you, they will. They're already starting to say, oh, two-man midfield is not worth Kobe Mainoo, and there's much more creative 10s in the world. So really and truly, what we're going to do with Kobe Mainoo, this needs to get addressed now. A Douglas Luiz would be perfect next to Ugarte. Absolutely perfect. One guy can cover the other. Whereas with Ugarte and Mainoo, they can't really cover each other. Ugarte is always having to cover Kobe Mainoo. And Ugarte is looking, whenever he looks run down or tired, it's game over. Through the midfield again, getting carved open. We need to get that pairing right. Funnily enough, when Toby Collier comes in, he looks energetic. He looks like he's able to take a player on. He looks like he's able to make the right passes. He looks like he's got that tackle in him. Whereas Kobe Mainoo, on the other hand, I think is best if we give him a bit of bench time, let him rest up a little bit, and then bring him on. I think that would be the best thing to do. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. If you see something differently, I'd love to know and read out. I do not understand why Ruben Amorim doesn't use Casemiro at all. He'd rather use Collier, Eriksen, Kobe than Casemiro. And yes, many people have seen Casemiro play football under Ruben Amorim, here and there, and said, right, especially against Newcastle, oh, it's not going to work, X, Y, and Z. And I understand. And if that's the case, Man United need to step in, and what they need to do is they need to cash in with Casemiro, and again, use that fund to go and buy a Douglas Luiz or someone next to Ugarte ASAP. The delay in the Casemiro transaction is what's annoying me more than anything. It's not Ruben's fault. It's not Mainoo's fault. It's simply Manchester United and Ineos' fault. If Ruben Amorim doesn't have faith in Casemiro and can't get anything out of him to the point where he's not using him at all and he'd rather use youngsters with legs, in that case, please, Man United, do us a favour, cash in on Casemiro. Thank you very much for your services. You've won some trophies with Man United. Off you go and enjoy the rest of your career. We can then go and use them funds elsewhere. Ineos are literally letting Ruben down and not making these transactions quick enough. And that is a big, big problem. There are talks about Alejandro Garnacho being linked with Napoli, and Napoli are going to offer £40 million for Alejandro Garnacho plus add-ons. Man United need to accept it because they can go and buy someone for that price in the market. They could go and get a Dibbling in the market. So let's see in the next few days what comes out, but we're moving very slow, very, very slow. The other thing as well, Lenny Yoro got absolutely toasted today. And I mean, I've not seen that sort of toasting in a while. Sulemana, what a player. But then again, he's not played like this all season. Let's be honest, he's not played with this much like confidence, I don't think, against anyone. But against Manchester United, he might have an extra bit of motivation, extra bit of reasoning in Old Trafford to go and perform. And he did. Lenny Yoro, I will say one thing though, I'm going to excuse him because he's young, he's learning, he's not played in a back three before, so he's got to get accustomed to this system. And on top of that as well, I think in few particular moments when the team lost the ball further up on the pitch, you defend from the front line. and we were not able to win the ball back in the opposition's half, which led to Lenny Yoro being caught on his back foot and having to run back. And Sulemana is such a sharp player. That being said, there were times when Lenny Yoros was defending him and in a 1v1 scenario where Suleiman is running at him, and even then Suleiman has absolutely toasted him. And I think that's something that he's just got to improve on. The 1v1 defending, I think he's such a young player. It's very unfair to criticize him wholeheartedly and say he's at X, Y, and Z. I think he's just had a bad day in the office, and I'm sure Ruben's going to work on this with the defensive coaches to improve him. He's got loads of good abilities. He's got great passing. Eventually, maybe he can become a central centre-back for Man United, but that's in many years to come. For now, there is a player in there, and we just got to be patient. Luckily, none of the movements and none of the scenarios ended up, leading to a goal, which is the most important thing. We know the type of tackles he can make as well. We've seen Lenny Yoro make absolutely crunching, match-saving tackles. Let's not get too crazy with the criticism. He's just had a bad day in the office, unfortunate, and we move. It's as simple as that. Let's address the elephant in the room. It's about time that we address this. Rasmus Hojlund needs to be sold. I'm sorry. There's no other ways. It needs to be sold. We waited so many years until we've now come and said, oh, Anthony can do something. Maguire, he can do something. Bro, I don't want to be in this position with Rasmus Hojlund. I'll be honest. Bro, there's no fundamentals. There is no fundamentals. You look at Xerxes when he comes on. Whenever he has good moments, you see the fundamentals, bro. You see the dribbling. You see the ability 1v1. You see the passing. If you're going to have time for someone, bro, it is Joshua Xerxes. It isn't Rasmus Hojlund. What is it that some of you see in Rasmus Hojlund, bro? He is a pain to watch. Confidence can do him a lot, 100%. Scores a couple goals, confidence goes rocketing, he does a madness. But bro, still lacking the fundamentals. Moments like this is what defines a player. Players will have up and down all the time, but how quickly can you get up from the down is the biggest question. How quickly? Joshua Xerxes, whenever he touches the pitch and he's in a good mood and he's on a high, bro, he's silly. He's a silly player. He links up the play fantastically. Even when he looks like he's not going to have the ball, he somehow manages to end up with the ball. Somehow manages to get the ball. His first touch is crisp. His ability to control the ball is crisp. Whereas Rasmus Hojlund, bro, 4 minutes in today, his shots were stained because he's just fighting everyone. And again, I've said the WWE reference before. Funnily enough, people are catching on now. I've been telling you, Rasmus Hojlund, time is over. If anybody was a mistake, it was Rasmus Hojlund. Right now, our team spirit is fantastic. Performance against Liverpool, against Man City, against Arsenal, against Southampton now is definitely helping our team morale. Is definitely helping our mentality, which is fantastic. Players like Collier coming in, it's helping our team's mentality and the changing room, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Dillick's tackles, Maguire's performance, Onana's saves, Binder's saves, Xerxes' performance, Ahmad's goals, everything is most definitely helping. And I think we just got to build on this. And Brighton is going to be a tough game, without shadow of a doubt. Is it impossible to beat Brighton? Absolutely not. We can go whole of January unbeaten. And I think the most important thing is the mentality of the team is shifting. We can dig deep. We scored 3 goals in the space of 13-14 minutes at the end of the game as well. In extra time, we killed the game off. So we can dig deep. We've won penalty shootout, you know what I'm saying? One of the best teams in Europe. We've took the game to them, Liverpool. So the mentality of the team is growing, and that's the biggest and most important thing that Ruben has said, is the team's mentality needs to be right. I'm glad it's changing, and I'm glad that we can dig ourselves out and we can problem solve. So that's the biggest lesson we learned today, is problem solving. The nitty-gritty of things, speeding up the play, passing better, picking the right options, being in the right positions, that will come with time. Ruben Amorim is the man. His starting lineup selection sometimes is a bit iffy. Starting Hojlund over Xerxes is a bit iffy at times, but we move. And I'm sure with the right players, he's going to make it work. He's not had one player exit. He's not had one player come in. So right now, we just got to give him all the grace period that we can. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you agree with my opinions? Do you disagree? Did you see things any differently? And I will hopefully read them out and reply back to you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.